Good. Okay, so that relates to the volley issue as well. So on the volley issue, there's two things happening. One is your stance is so wide that you're reaching for everything rather than stepping towards it and hitting it. You're planted in the ground, so you just end up reaching for everything, right? Because you can't step, right? So you're reaching for everything. That's issue number one on your volley. Issue number two on your volley is that you're trying to you're jumping and hitting, or you're jumping and pushing, right?
Trying to spike it down.
You're moving while you're hitting your ball. You need to be stable. So you need to move before you hit the ball, right? At the moment of contact, whether it's a serve return, a ground stroke, a dink, or a volley, your feet need to be in contact with the ground. You need to be stable. Your base needs to be stable. On your dinking, that thing that Mark was calling that funny thing that you do, it's this thing, where you're stepping forward and swinging at the same time. Same issue. If you think about it, it's the same issue. You're running through your shot. You're moving through your shot.
I guess I was thinking of putting my weight behind it, but no.
You want a weight transfer.
I want
for sure. You want a weight transfer, but you don't want to be moving your foot as part of the weight transfer. The weight transfer is a shift from one stationary foot to another stationary foot, or if you watch a lot of my shots, especially on the backhand, the front foot is stationary, the back foot is dragging, but there's a difference between that and stepping, right? The minute I step here, this side of my body relaxes, right? So this side engages, this side relaxes.
Yeah.
But if this side is stable and this side is dragging, this side of my body is relaxed, so this side stays stable.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's the commonality. Everywhere where you're struggling, the commonality is movement. Okay. You're moving when you should be stationary. So all I want to work on for the next week, everything that we do, is just making sure that we're doing it and we're aware that our feet are planted prior to impact, right? At least one foot. Right? We were working on the anchor foot concept.
Yeah.
Think of it as an anchor foot. You need an anchor foot on ground strokes, on volleys, right? On dinks, on serve returns, serves. You need to have one foot needs to be firmly in contact with the ground, and that's your foundation. A lot of times.
Sorry, isn't that just as opposed to what you just said? If I still have an anchor foot, but you don't want me to step and use this anchor.
I didn't
Is
say
this
don't.
not an anchor?
I did not say don't step.
I'm not trying to mix words. I'm trying to understand.
Yeah.
If this is my anchor, then can't this move? If this is anchoring?
Absolutely, but it's a question of when it's moving. It moves before and it plants before you make the shot. It can't be moving and planting while you're making the shot.
Okay, so the anchor can stay where it is.
Yeah.
This one plants.
Yeah, and then your front foot becomes your anchor foot.
Okay.
Becomes your platform foot.
Okay, so as opposed to going like this,
yeah,
it's this.
Yeah.
Correct?
So, yes. Step, plant, then start your swing.
Right. We're not going in tandem together.
That's right.
We're going this.
Exactly.
Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, exactly what we're saying.
Oh. Okay. I never got that until now.
Yeah. So
I think it's more efficient to do this somehow.
I know.
Right? Because runners do this, right? Like.
I had to be trained in this too. I think, except for natural athletes who get everything without even thinking about it, I think normal people need to be trained in this at some point. But you need to understand that your setup has to occur first. That's why they say,
I understand.
Racket back before the bounce.
I understand.
Okay.
Now I understand. Yep. But right, like there's a walking function that we do as humans that now we're not going to do that.
Well,
right?
We're going to do the walking function until the setup. The setup, we become stationary at that moment.
We're going to do this and move.
So
this and move.
Even on
this and move. Correct?
You can look at it that way. Yeah. So even on, let's say I turn sideways here. Let me come around.
Okay. So just FYI, I've never understood this until now.
Okay.
And I'm really sorry that I haven't, but I haven't.
You don't need to apologize. We've been aware that you were moving through your shots for a year.
But I didn't.
It just hasn't been a priority.
I understand the running to go get it and continuing with my momentum, but I didn't get this part that you're telling me right now.
But even if you're running forward, let's say there's a shot that's you need to run forward for. You're going to run forward. You're going to stop, hit your shot, and then you're going to continue the movement forward.
Sure.
There's going to be a stop.
Absolutely. But I'm so excited about getting that. I'm going to, come right up and I'm going to do all kinds of shit, right? That's different than plant, hit. Yeah. I thought what you guys were all saying was, I can't do that. I have to do this. I have to have both feet planted. Now I'm understanding I can plant that foot. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But do this.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm like, but you do it. But everybody does it. I don't get it.
Yeah.
But everybody doesn't do what I'm doing, or is it very common that people do
it's
what I do?
It's very common.
Okay.
But if you want to, if the better players don't do that.
Yep. Okay. I get it. So Tom, Leanne, all of those people would never do that. I mean, unless they're in a pickle.
Yeah.
Right? They would do this and then do this. Okay. Yep. Thank you. I get that.
That's why I wanted to do the slow motion video today, is you can really see it in slow motion.
Okay.
Otherwise, you got to slow the video down. So just grabbing some clips and showing you what it looks like in slow motion should help.
I still don't think I would have gotten it unless you said what you just said right over there. That whatever you said was like, oh, these are not moving in tandem. Yeah. I said, because I'm like, remember the anchor foot, remember the anchor foot, remember the anchor foot. This is anchoring. I didn't think it was about, I didn't get it.
Yeah. Well, I think you got it now.
So there's an anchor for planting setup.
Well, your anchor foot is what reminds you where you want to go back to.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
But then it's called your setup or your platform. Whatever your setup is, you want to be in your setup position before you hit your shot.
Yes. A ball's coming toward me, I'm moving, then I'm hitting, but my feet stay planted. Yep.
Through the shot. Exactly. 97 out of 100 times is kind of what you want to aim for. Okay? Okay.
Sorry.
No worries. Let's work on it as
Would you actually call that fucking funny and unusual?
No. Do people do it?
Well, yeah, I get that people do it, but you're doing this funny thing where you move before as you're hitting, and I want you to stop doing that, as opposed to. That's not crazy.
No, it's fairly normal.
And I bet even it's really hard to fix. I bet it's really hard to fix. You know what I should probably have is sandbags on my feet.
No, it's easy to fix. First of all, you have to become aware of it, which you just did.
Understand it. Yeah. I understand I'm funny, but I didn't understand why until fucking 2 weeks later.
Okay, so let's work on this.
Okay, let's do it very simply and slowly for just a bit, okay?
Yep.
Can we just like very friendly dink so I can try to understand just from this?
In dinking? Okay, let's do it in dinking.
We don't even have to record it if you don't want. I just want to understand